Good morning, all my recovery peeps. Man, has it really been that long since I've done a video? Welcome, everybody, to 5R Recovery. So much stuff going on. Felt like I needed to come on here and talk about it. You know, the biggest question I get in recovery is what is 5R Recovery? We are your support in all aspects of your recovery, but it has to do with you doing the hard work and us walking alongside you while you do it. I feel like the biggest thing people need in recovery is support, right? It's important for somebody to be able to rely on somebody, to count on somebody, to somebody, and we provide that in all elements of your recovery. Does that mean that we don't have resources? Of course we have resources. Does that mean that we don't have leaders that will love on you and try to help you out? Of course. I mean, those are things that come along with a recovery program, but I believe we're more than just a recovery program. We are a movement of people. We are a movement of individuals who use their story and testimony to be able to help other individuals. We come along with a new type of perspective of recovery. Enough of this coddling victim mentality. I think the victim mentality is by far the biggest struggle that we find when people come out of active addiction. They have this mindset where people need to take care of you, and I just don't believe in that. And 5R Recovery doesn't believe in that. You need to take care of yourself. Yes, we can get you connected. Yes, we can get you plugged into our system. Yes, we can get you into our database. Yes, Snohomish County, which is where we're located, is full of all sorts of resources and different people that will help out. That's all available. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to change people's perception of addiction and recovery. We believe connection's really, really important at 5R. Friendship, family, morals, values, God of all things is the most important thing at 5R Recovery. I haven't come on here in a while because I've had so much stuff going on. Our meetings are doing fantastic. Our Tuesday night meetings at 6:30 are going really, really well. Our topics are really exciting and interesting. NGBTV, hey man, how's it going? How are you? Yeah, so I felt like I needed to come on here to talk about a couple things. One is balance. We talk about balance quite a bit in recovery, and perfect balance is unachievable. We're not really looking for the end goal. We're looking for the growth. We're looking for the progress, the process, if you will. That's what we think is the most valuable thing in your recovery going forward, continuing to move on. We also talk about toxic traits. It's easy to detect somebody if they're not doing the recovery, right? You can detect the ones that are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, the ones that live this lifestyle of toxic traits. They might not be using, but they're not applying themselves. They're not bettering society. They're actually causing chaos in other avenues of their life. And really, we want to help with all of those. And so, if you want to be a part of 5R Recovery, you're welcome to show up at our leadership meeting on Monday nights, and we'll kind of get you plugged in with your ideas and the things that you want to do. Our Tuesday night meetings, like I said, we have a lot of interesting topics. I do squirrel it a lot, so obviously I talk about toxicity and I talk about balance and these are all important things. I live my best life today because of recovery. I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for the people that have come into our program. I'm very thankful for the opportunities that we have in front of us. We are working on some amazing different things, and I'm not going to share it all here because I just don't think that it's important for everybody to know. But if you contact me, I can tell you all the amazing things that are happening. God's doing some amazing things here in Washington State, in all aspects of recovery. I say that a lot. But yeah, if you want to know what we are at 5R Recovery, we believe remembering where we came from is extremely important, right? Our best tool to help another addict is our testimony, is our story, is our past, is our trials, is our tribulation, because something that you go through might be something that somebody else can get help from. We recover using all resources available. There's a lot of resources here in Snohomish County. There's a lot of resources in Washington State. Do I agree with all their methods? Of course not. Heck no. But it's not a one size fits all in recovery. So whatever works best for you, that's what you should be doing. And then we rejoice and we're thankful for our recovery. We're thankful for life. We're thankful for the little things that we never cherished back in the day. Then we become reborn, starting fresh, short-term and long-term goals that are achievable. And then we relive a life of service and helping others. I think it's absolutely amazing when I get to work with people. Like it's truth. They say, if you love what you do, it's not actually work. And that's where we are in this. I'm blessed to have this life. I'm so thankful for it, but I've worked really, really hard on it. You know, I've seen some pushback. I've seen some other things happen. Maybe some negativity sent my way. But again, I think this is all just part of the growth and the process and the development of 5R recovery. We get an opportunity to do amazing things with amazing individuals. And I felt like I should just plug a video on here real quick, just because I haven't done a video in a really long time. I'm going to start bringing people on again and doing testimonies. I think they're really, really powerful. It's time to get back into that. I think we should go live at least twice a week to answer questions in our recovery program. That seemed to be effective. Just a lot of changes and other things have happened, so we've definitely stepped away. But if you want to get plugged into our system, go to our website, log in, contact us in any way you can, and we will definitely get you going in the right direction. You're gonna have to do the work. I've said that before. I'm not here to hold people's hands. I sure as heck am not here to give you all the answers. I don't have all the answers, so I don't know how I could do that. But I'm definitely here to give you a new idea and a new grasp of what addiction and recovery is, and how it's affected, and how mental health plays into it, and how homelessness plays into it. We're in an interesting couple of months. We are in the summer months, so it's going to be more difficult to get people into treatment. It's going to be more difficult getting people off the streets. It's going to be more difficult for people to stay in clean and sober housing. And it's just based on weather, like it's easier to live outside. It's not raining, it's not freezing. So people tend to not want to better themselves until they're broken down to their core, broken down to their absolute limit. What's interesting about that is that's how all recovery is. And at least that's how we look at it from 5R recovery, is you've got to be broken down to absolutely nothing in order to come up. When we provide all the things that prevent you from hitting rock bottom, I believe we're just creating more of an issue. Not saying that those intentions are not good, but to actually help the problem, we have to fully understand why it is that a human being has developed this sense of entitlement over the last, 40 years, where we have adopted this idea that we are incapable of doing things. And in order for us to be successful, we need somebody else to help us with it. And that's a lie. You guys are more than capable of doing things. I'm living proof of that. I have people in my organization who are living proof of that. People who have really, dedicated themselves to God and dedicated themselves to their recovery. And now they walk an amazing, beautiful, happy-filled life. We use this term, happy, healthy, productive members of society. Let's dissect that. Happy all the time. I'm happy all the time. I don't, of course, things happen in the world. I'm not like a perfect human being, I'm just saying, and being happy comes from within, and it's so funny. I see people on other programs and other things, and they're just miserable all the time, and they're just unhappy. And I believe that comes from the lessons that they're learning. I believe it's the surroundings that they're in. I believe it's just they're in an environment where people are just negative, and they're not working on themselves and their relationships and their connection with God, and they're not just living a fulfilled, soul-filled life where your heart is just about love and compassion, and it's amazing the other people that I see who struggle on day-to-day things, and they've been in their recovery for long periods of time, and yet they're always just so negative. And I think that comes from the recovery program that you're in. I also think it's from the recovery work that you do. I wake up with a smile, and that comes from hard work. That comes from me dedicating myself to my recovery, and that took some time. It wasn't there right off the bat. I know I'm just kind of rambling. I just decided to do a video. If you watch these videos, then I have about 1 million thoughts in my head. If you know me in particular, you know that I'm all over the place. But anyway, so being happy is a key element to successful recovery. Happy, healthy. It's healthy, right? How healthy are you? I'm a pretty healthy guy. I like junk food. I like candy. I love candy. I like root beer. I drink some pop, but really drinking more water. Having a better diet, exercising. These are important aspects to recovery as well. I see so many people come out of recovery or come out of addiction, get into recovery, and they drink like 5 energy drinks a day and 3 cups of coffee. It's just not good for you. I also see people smoke cigarettes and vape and chew and all that. I mean, it's just, you pick one. If you're going to do one, pick one, but really working on yourself in that regard is important as well. And be productive, get a job, go contribute to your community, right? Like, do something with yourself that helps others, but also helps yourself. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think working in a recovery field has shown me all sorts of amazing things. Being able to do this for work is just, I mean, I'm blessed. I'm so thankful for that. I want other people to have that opportunity too. And so as we grow, that's why we do the leadership meetings on Monday nights at 6:00 at New Life Church, is because some other people might want to get involved in this and figure out how they can do this for a living, and how they can become coaches, and how they can become sponsors and leaders, and all the different things, just in a new way of viewing it. I think we've put recovery in a box for so long. I think that people are treated more like numbers when they come into recovery. You fall in line, you go get in line to get your medication that is supposed to help you. And then you go on to the next thing. You go to this place to get your voucher. You go to this place to get this. You go to this place to get your food stamps. And you go here to do this. And this is what you're supposed to do. Get a job. Work for your stuff. Get back into life. Maybe work 2 jobs. Maybe work 3 jobs. I don't know. I do think balance is important. But in the early stages of recovery, I think it's pivotal that you get a job and you work. Be productive. Wake up at a certain time every single day. Go to bed at a certain time every single day. Set a calendar. Set a schedule. We are people that don't like uncertainty. We are people that don't like to live in the unknown. But I encourage that. Live in the unknown. Learn how to feel again. Learn how to embrace your life. Just be happy, healthy, productive members of society. Members of society, meaning, do you give to your society? Do you give to people? Do you help out every day, all day? Mind you, I try to help people every day, all day. And the biggest issue with me is self-care. I lack the self-care that is needed to continue to do this stuff all the time, which is normally why I fall apart. I don't relapse, but I definitely take days where my head hurts really, really bad, and I haven't gotten enough sleep, and I haven't eaten enough. And so it's easier for me to tell you than it is to tell myself, right? Well, I have people in my life that tell me these things. So get people that you look up to. The best leaders are the ones who have great leaders, right? I surround myself with people. I'm not ever the smartest one in the room. I surround myself with strong leaders. I surround myself with people who have the same vision, who have the same mission, who love God, who love to serve God, who go out every single day and do what it is that I do and do what it is that they do. And you can see a difference. It has to do with changing your personality. It has to do with, working on those things that other people would think are cool. I'm not here for a popularity contest. To be honest, I don't care if I'm popular at all. I'm not looking for 1 million followers, and I'm not looking to be approved by every single person in every single program. This is what we do. This is how we do it. And I think the biggest part about being a leader is remembering that you serve. Leaders get in these positions, head of organizations, CEOs, and they lose the memory of who they once were. They forget where they came from, and they start rolling in money, and then pretty soon these organizations feel like they're just funneling for a cause that wasn't their original. They've kind of changed their mission and their vision over time, and now what you see is all about where the dollar is going to go. We work really hard at not doing that. We also believe in medical assisted treatment has its place, but it shouldn't be long term. 6 months is what I would say is maximum on medical assisted treatment. I think getting somebody off of one drug and onto another doesn't make a lot of sense, except for maybe early stages. Again, I have my opinions. I have my views. You don't have to agree with them. But if you're looking for a new program, if you're looking for something different, 5 Hour Recovery might be your fit. We really do have a really tight click group. We welcome everybody, but we're not for everybody. I see a lot of people that give us a chance and go, yeah, that's just too real for me. Yeah, I said it. They said it's just too real for me. It's too raw for me. It's too, open. I think we've been caught up in the word anonymous for a really long time. People like to hide in closets. They like to hide away in their recovery, and I don't want to be seen. And I think embracing who we are is extremely important. It's not You don't have to be ashamed of who you are and what you've done, especially if you're writing them and you're working on it. I can imagine there's things in your life that you feel bad about, and things that you've done wrong. I mean, we all have done stuff wrong, but I think what it comes down to is that when do you want to write those situations, and how much easier those situations will be to face when you are working on them. It's interesting because I have hurt a lot of people in my life, but it wasn't until I started making the drive to fix those relationships and to mend that stuff before real recovery started showing up. And it made me not be so sad about my past anymore. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I was able to go to the campsite that I lived at. Where my addiction took me was to a campsite at a campground, out in the middle of Lewis County. And I just remember sleeping there and just going, man, I have nowhere to go. I have no money. I don't know where my meal is going to come from. And just sitting there going, man, this is where my addiction took me. But it wasn't until I went there that I was enlightened. I went there now almost 4 years clean and fight and sit there, and just look around and say, God, I was here 4 years ago. That's just crazy to think about that I was here 4 years ago. And it gave me some sense of relief, It changed me. It made me go, gosh. And then it just so happens that the lady who was running the site then was there. And I mean, her and I cried together. We just hugged, and I told her she played a pivotal role in my life. I believe she was sent there by God. She was, man, it was really good to see her. Her name is Lucy. Check out Stan Headwall. They have an amazing campsite there. Mainly for RVs. Don't go there if you're homeless. I'm not encouraging the homeless community to take over Stan Headwall. I'm just saying, that's where my addiction brought me when I was homeless, And it was really great seeing her. It was awesome to be able to connect and for tell her all the stuff that I've done and I've been able to accomplish, and how God has worked miracles in my life. That's the other thing I talk about in 5R is I'm living proof that a miracle happened, a miracle that could only be performed by Jesus. And what's so amazing about that is if you really look at different experiences in your life, you can actually see all the places that God worked, and you just were too messed up to pay attention, or too naive, or too arrogant to realize that God was taking care of you the whole time. I feel like we often blame God for everything. I was one of them. I remember saying things like, woe's me, or the world hates me, or God hates me, or whatever. And I remember that being the thing, it was always that thing. And I had this notion of negativity constantly, right? Everything was just out to get me. Every time I would stub my toe, I'd be like, God dang it, this table or whatever it was, you know how we are as addicts, right? And then you get clean and you go, holy cow, he saved me here. He saved me here. He prevented me from doing this. He stopped me from doing that. And he brought me here today. And now look what I get to do for a living. So would I change my past? Heck no, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. That's embracing who you are. I tell everybody I was an addict for 20 years. I have no shame in it whatsoever. And it's because I've worked on myself for 4 years solid every single day. So I'm not ashamed of who I am. I love who I am. And that's not to sound arrogant. If it sounds arrogant, I'm sorry. I'm not an arrogant person. I'm not trying to sound arrogant. I'm just saying you have to do that. You have to be able to be positive and be thankful. And 5R recovery has really just changed my life. It's changed other people's lives. And I love that. It came from God. This is all God's work. I'm just glad and blessed to be a part of it. When you watch my videos in the beginning, it's so funny to see where I'm at now and where I was then, sitting in front of a camera and trying to just talk. And you can just see it. It's one of the reasons I started doing videos in my early recovery, is just to see the growth. see how I was in my first video as I am now. It's pretty rewarding. It's pretty uplifting. You know, I want to encourage people. I want to empower people. You know, I want people to empower themselves. Um, I feel like the generations are losing touch. We're losing touch with God. We're losing touch with hard work. We've embraced the victim mentality, like I said earlier. You're not victims. You know, we all go through things. It's called life. You know, life is supposed to be a struggle, but I mean, if you're not constantly trying to better yourself by your language and the way you present yourself and the way you talk to people and the way you listen to people, if you're not trying to do these things, then that's not recovery. You know, being clean is not enough. We need to work on ourselves every single day. And yes, I know I sound like a broken record, but that's what the message is. So if you want to come to 5-Hour Recovery, we'd love to have you. We embrace everybody. We welcome everybody. You might find after that first meeting that this is not for you, that maybe going to another meeting and sitting there and playing on your cell phone the whole time while people are talking is more for you. I don't believe that's recovery. I believe a lot of these meetings have become a social gathering, more hanging out with my peers and my buddies because I want to be popular in recovery rather than work on my recovery, which is why you see people 10 years, 15 years, 20 years still going to the same meetings, right? Why do they keep going to the same meetings? Unless it's like a hangout, you know, unless it's like what could you have possibly not gotten from a 365 day a year, the same message 365 days a year for 10 years at those meetings? Why are you still going back unless it's to be popular? Unless it's to hang out, to show your face, to help the newcomer, they say. Well, how many of them hang out with the newcomer? You know, I mean, we hang out with newcomers a lot. We're around newcomers all the time. And it's because that's who we're trying to help. We're trying to help you, the newcomer. If you need a program or you have lived a life full of sin and addiction, come on over to 5-Hour Recovery. You'll fit in. We have some amazing characters in our group. Our leadership is amazing. We're working on clean and sober housing. That should be happening really soon. I can't wait for that. I can't wait to have my own building or my own house to bring in tenants. I think it's going to be amazing, or bring in lodgers, excuse me, not tenants. Because again, we feel like the message that 5-Hour gives is very effective, and that message can last longer in a clean and sober house than, say, you know, other places that might not have the same values or the same morals or the same beliefs. We want you constant supervision, you know, and then of course our meetings. We're going to try to expand more meetings. I feel like people get lost between meetings. They come to our meeting and go to 5 other meetings that are crazy, and then come back to ours and just they're all disruptive, and you know they're saying the F word every other word, and like, you know, you just don't see growth. You know, you see growth at our meeting from the beginning of it till the end. You know, people are engaged. They're very responsive. They take it seriously. They all pay attention. They all listen. They all talk. And then you get the stragglers that come in every once in a while, and they're always on their phone, or they're always interrupting, or, you know, and that comes from, I believe, that social problem that occurs at other programs and other meetings. And again, I'm not trying to talk crap about those meetings. I think the programs are good. I think the intentions are good. I just think that we need to be more about happy, healthy, productive members of society, and continue growth throughout all avenues of our life. And I think that's why it's important. So yeah, I know I didn't bring a lot of energy. I've been tired. I figured I haven't done a video in a really long time. So it might have been a good idea for me to just get content out there. Yes, I am going with the content. Got to get content, right? Got to put content out. I sat down, pulled up my computer, had no idea what I was going to talk about. And now I'm talking for 23 minutes. I've never had a problem with talking. I'd love to get to know you. Let's just say that. If you want to call me, call me. I have a cell phone, right? Want to send me an email? Email me. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to get your story. My favorite is encountering people that I went to, you know, preschool, kindergarten, you know, middle school, junior high, and seeing them and working a recovery program with them. I love that. I think my goal, you know, to have housing all across the nation, that'll happen. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. There's a lot of ducks in a row that you got to get figured out. We are definitely having a good time, being happy, making progress. What else am I talking about? Nothing. All right. Anyway, 5-Hour Recovery. Go to 5hourrecovery.org. We love donations. You know, if you want to make a donation, the donation goes to the people. Help people get their licenses back and stuff like that. But we don't just pay for people to get their licenses back. You got to see some work. You know, we have individuals right now that are working their butts off to get stuff done. And that's when I have no problem helping somebody out financially or helping somebody out with resources. But I definitely don't give resources to the newcomer. There's plenty of them out there. Go find them yourself. There's tons of them. You're not going to get turned away. You're going to get stand in a line with another 150 self-entitled people that think that it's your responsibility to take care of them, and then you'll get what you need, and then you'll go into the system, and the battle, the survival continues. It's the survival of the fittest. Not everybody's going to make it. You serious about your recovery, you'll make it. If you're not, well, then you won't. That's the way we look at things. So we're thankful for all the opportunities. We're really thankful for New Life Church. New Life Church has really, really embraced us, and we're really thankful for Lori Hardy. We're very thankful for so many people in our organization. Megan has really stepped up. Just so many people. And Joel, my website designer, give a shout out to him. I mean, we are surrounded by powerful leaders. We're surrounded by powerful people, and I can't believe this is my life today. And so, if you want to be a part of that, reach out to us. Let's live you a good life and being happy and enjoying the sun and going to beaches, and it's awesome. I mean, it's an amazing life. So 5-Hour Recovery. Again, I did this video for content, so I hope you enjoyed my ramble. I think our next video I'm going to do with somebody else. It's always nice to have a back and forth. I had some people that in mind. I'm going to continue to reach out to them, and I think they do really good banter. Maybe not agree with me on everything, so it might be good to start doing videos with them. And build up some more content. I want to talk about toxicity. I know I kind of mentioned it at the beginning of the video, but I was just rambling. And I want to talk about balance. I want to make that a topic of a video. I want to talk about scars. Scars is another good topic. A lot of good topics, relationships over resources, all sorts of stuff. So tune in for our next video. I think it's going to be sometime this week. And, thank you for everybody, and God bless. Thank you for my life today, Lord. And thank you, everybody who pays attention and wants to be involved in something great. We are a nonprofit out of Snohomish County, 501c3, that is really getting an opportunity to help people and change the perspective and the perception of what recovery and addiction actually is. So thank you all for watching. Almost 30 minutes of me rambling, and look out for our next video. Oh, and you can subscribe, give a thumbs up if you want, go on our website, make a comment, email me. We're on Facebook. Follow us. So much more is to happen. If you look at my videos before, my videos now, there's quite a bit of change. And a lot of the stuff that I've said throughout the videos, almost all of it, we have done. We also have a workbook coming out. We got all sorts of stuff going on. So anyway, I love you guys. Stay strong in your recovery. Battle this thing. Let's rock it, right? Survival of the fittest. Be tough in your recovery. Work on yourself daily. Let's go. We're looking for warriors at 5R. You want to be a warrior? Join us. All right, man. Thank you for listening. Bye.